Hello guys, and welcome back to the final budgeting video for the month of March. Today we are closing out March, but not without first checking in for the last week in March. Once I'm done doing that, we're going to get our results, which will help us close out our monthly budget spread here, which I have to adjust a few things, but I never showed you guys my variable income page, so here it is. There really hasn't been too much going on. It's usually what I have next to my budget spread. I have already laid down all of my budget expense stickers down here just to make things a little bit easier for us and so that this video is not super long. I'm filming this really quickly because I'm also going to be filming my April monthly budget video, so definitely stay tuned for that, or I'm pretty sure this video might come out after that one, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. This month I am extremely proud of both of us, myself and Victor, because we have dedicated a day every single week to go over our expenses and to actually track them in my budget planner like I used to back in the day, which definitely just feels something in my heart. If you guys know, you know, I've had my sticker shop since January of 2019. So for me to once again be using my stickers just definitely gets my creativity going, and I can't wait to make more stuff for you guys. If you guys are interested in all the stickers that you see here, I have my website link down below, which is rominarossa.com. I always have a coupon code for you guys, which is Romina10. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So I have here week 4, and I'm going to quickly write out my categories. And then I'm going to make dashes here because we're not adding any money towards these categories. We only do that, as I mentioned in past weekly check-in videos, on the weeks that we get paid. Now we're gonna go back and forth, and I have my key here. You guys won't be able to see it because I'm so zoomed in, but week 4, if I haven't mentioned it yet, is going to start on the 22nd and ending on the 28th. I put 29th there, but it's actually 28th. And the reason why it's on the 28th is because Victor gets paid on the 29th, and that marks the beginning of our month. From the 29th until the 31st of March, that will be included in April's monthly budget. So for groceries, I have 3 expenses here, which were $16.83 for Target, $75.03 for Aldi, which our groceries for this week were really low at $91.86, but then I did have to go on this Thursday, so I went to Food for Less, and I believe I got some like brownie cookie cake mix, and I think tomatillos for a recipe I was going to make on the weekend. And I was going to make those brownie cookies on Friday because we went to Victor's aunt's house because his grandpa was going back to Mexico, so we decided to do like an all cousins event, and we all brought a dessert or like sweetbread and stuff like that. Our groceries for this week ended up totaling to $101.57, which I am not mad about at all. I'm actually really happy about that number. The remaining that we have here is $127.13 from last week, so I'm just going to subtract that, and that means that we had remaining $55.56 for this month, which means that we are under that amount, which is crazy because in the beginning of the month I thought that we were going to definitely exceed that number, but thank God that we didn't. I'm also going to check off my electricity bill and water. I think that's all. Yeah, okay. Next category is our eating out, which we have 2, one of $31.21. We also grabbed Cane's on Wednesday for $24.56, and that equals, and then I also have here a pretzel from Wetzel's Pretzels. I'm not sure what got into me that I bought pretzels twice in within 1 week, but the total for eating out comes out to $64.58, and last week we had $150.80 81 remaining, which is crazy. So that means that we have 86.23 left over that we're under that amount, which once again, I really thought we were going to be over budget in both of these, but it's nice that I have these numbers because I can now adjust the groceries and eating out categories for my next monthly budget. So this is the beauty of budgeting, not only creating your budget, but going through and tracking your expenses so that you can get better, accurate numbers on your next budget. So after groceries and eating out, we have gas, which we didn't pump any gas this week, so I'm just going to put 0, and we were also under budget by $21.77. Now the fun categories await. Next is household, which we have 2 expenses. One for, I believe this was Contractors Warehouse. Victor wanted to buy the remaining baseboards that we needed for the house, so that was $28.28. And then we bought, I believe, toiletries from Target, which was $15.96. So in total this week we spent $36.24. So that means that in total we are over budget by 89 with 3 cents, which is quite a bit, but if you really look at the other categories, it kind of evens out, so I'm not mad about it. Next we have beauty, which I finally went to Sally's to buy my hair dye, and that was $38.52. So $38.52. Last week I had $89.01 left. So minus $38.52. I was under budget by $50.49. And then the last category that we have here is for baby, which we got his formula, and that was $35.99. And along with formula, I keep forgetting to check this side, we also stocked up on diapers, and that was $59.65. So in total, we spent $95.64, and we had $63.31. So that means that we are over budget in this baby category by $32.33, which is honestly not bad. One thing that I did change in the middle of the month, or if not the end of the month, was counting like all the baby snacks and his food towards groceries instead of baby. That's what we're gonna keep doing in the month of April. So we're probably only gonna count baby items, like things like diapers, his formula, and maybe like clothes or other things that he may need that's going to come out of baby. So over by $32.33, not bad. Now those are all of the budget expense stickers that we have here, so I can check this off. There we go. Of course, we do have a section for any unbudgeted expenses, and although we didn't spend anything for that this week, we're already over by $89.64. So that is that. And I have already mentioned what we spent previous weeks, so definitely check out any and all of my other weekly check-in videos so you guys can get more of an idea of how I go about budgeting for the month from beginning to end. And now that I have this week 4 all done, I'm going to move on to the results section. So let me write out my categories again. So in our results section here, remaining is going to be the same as week 4, but what's going to change is the spend. So instead of you looking at it on a weekly basis with the different weeks, this is going to be all of them added. And this is going to make it easier for you to just grab these numbers and put them in the actual and variance category here of your variable expenses, at least these first 6. So that's the reason why I do it. So I could totally leave this blank, but I like to utilize all the stickers that my kits come with, and this just makes the process easier for me. So for example, I'm going to do one with you guys, and then I'll probably do the other ones off camera. For groceries, we had $101.57, then $89.19, $146.96, and $136.72. which is 474.44 spent in total, and you can just go ahead and check if this is right by adding the 25.56, which should give us the $500. And that's how I go about this results section. So let me do the rest of these numbers really quick and I'll be right back. All right, so these are our numbers spent and remaining, and I actually took a picture so I would have to go back and forth to this. And now I'm going to bring you guys to the reason why you guys are here to close out. Well, I mean, you guys are here probably for that too, but the main reason is to close out our March budget. Let me show you guys my variable income page really quick, because like I mentioned, I haven't showed you guys this page the whole month, but in this variable income page I have, of course, all of my variable income and business expenses for that. So my sources for this month were YouTube, then I have V for Victor for any side things that Victor does, and Rossa Jewels. Now for the month of April, I'm really going to get back into Rossa Jewels, which, if you guys don't know, is mine and my sister online jewelry store. Definitely stay tuned if you guys are into jewelry, because we have a lot of new things coming that I just need to take like product pictures of. So if you're on the lookout for any Mother's Day presents and would like to support a small business, definitely follow us at Rossa Jewels on Instagram. I also have that in there. And if I were to make any other income, I will put it in here as well. Like in the past, I have put any like affiliate links that I might have gotten commission from, or if I were to make money off of things that I'm selling online, that would also go in here. So any variable income that I might have aside from my shop, I will list it in here. This month I also thought that we were going to be getting our tax returned, but we haven't gotten it yet, so that's just going to be on April's variable income portion. Or I think I might even make like a tax return budget. I think that's what me and Victor are planning on doing. But yeah, that's what that looks like. And I only had 3 expenses this month. Most of them are for YouTube, I would say. So yeah, I just have those 3 here. Nothing crazy, pretty bare. But moving on to the budget here, let's go ahead and go through our variable expenses first, which is going to go by fairly quickly since I already have these numbers. For groceries, our actual was $474.44, and that means that our variance was $25.56. Eating out, $213.77. which means that we were under budget by $86.23. Gas had a total of $178.23, so $21.77. Next, for household, the actual was $149.03. I hope you guys can see that, which means that we were over budget by $89.03. For beauty, the actual was $49.51, so $50.49. Victor actually, believe it or not, did not get a haircut this month, so the actual was 0 here, and our variance with 45. For baby, we spent a total of $232.33, which means that our variance was negative $32.33. For natural gas, I am going to have to go back because that is in my monthly view. For natural gas, we budgeted 100, but we spent 104.82. So that was negative 482. For electricity, we budgeted 95 and it was 109.52. So we were over budget by $14.52. For water, we budgeted $36 and that was $40.61. So we were over budget by $4.61. And then for unbudgeted, we spent a total of $89.60. $64 on unbudgeted expenses, which we don't budget for, so all of that we were negative by. And then last but not least, we have a category here, and I can actually check these red unbudgeted expense stickers off. The last category that I have here is for Easter. So I have here for 13 plus $10 and $17.80. And then you know what? I was going to just wait to put this for April because the 31st was part of April, but since I already had a category for Easter and we did pre-order like the food, we ended up getting like fried chicken from Albertsons, and my mother and father-in-law were going to half it with us. That ended up being $44.19. So I'm just gonna add that to our Easter category here. And we're just gonna wrap it up there so I don't have to include it in my April budget because I already know that number as of now. So for Easter, we budgeted $50, but we ended up spending $76, which isn't as bad as I thought it would be, but we are over budget by $26.12. And now I do realize that there's a lot of red markings here, but it's okay because it was our very first month back to budgeting, and just getting to this point, I feel like it's already a big step for us into the right direction and into achieving our financial goals. So I do not mind all the red markings there, but I'm going to go ahead and total up all of my actuals here. $213.77. Let me show you guys real quick. $178.23. $149.03, $49.51, $232.33, $104.82, $109.52, $40.61, $89.64, and $76.12, which equals to $1,718 with 2 cents. And now let's take a look. I'm going to add all the positive numbers first and then subtract the negatives. 21.77, 50.49, and 45, minus 89.03, 32.33, 482, 14.52, 461, 89.64, and 26.12. I do not believe it. Okay, this means that we're only over budget by $32.02, which I'm going to double check by adding this amount here. So 17.1802. We are. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Okay. I really thought that we were going to be over budget by a huge amount, but we were only over budget by $32.02. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. And that's with me last minute adding the food from Albertsons. Oh my goodness. Do you guys see what happens when you track your expenses? I'm pretty sure that before this month, we have spent a lot more on just variable expenses than this. So I'm so glad that we definitely kept track of this month. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, the last thing that I want to add here, because I swore that we were going to cancel our gym membership, but we weren't able to get into Planet Fitness on time to do that. So we were charged this fee, which was, I believe, $24. Yeah, $24.99. So I'm just going to add it in here. And I'm going to have to add it to here. So just so that we have everything in here. Okay, so it's still $3,300 $1.82 with 50 cents. Okay, perfect. All right, so now that we have those numbers here, I can go ahead and write out these. I'm not going to obviously put my income, but my variable expenses were $16.86 and the actual was $17.18.02, which is actually not as bad as I thought we were going to be. So I'm really happy, and this just motivates me to keep going with our budget. I'm so happy, guys. Okay, so now that we're done here, and once I'm done filming, I'm going to go ahead and add my expected and actual income and then subtract all of my expenses from that, which will give me a number that I'm going to put in this little box. And if you guys are new to the channel, our financial goals right now are to pay off our debt while saving. So part of it is going to go towards debt and part of it will be going towards our high yield savings account. And with that being said, I think that is all that I have. But oh my goodness, how great was this month? I mean, I know I'm over here saying that with all these red markings and being over budget, but just being able to come on here and film this results video for the month just shows how much dedication pays off. I'm so happy to be getting back to my groove, not only with budgeting but also with life. So thank you so much for being on here. As always, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. Check out my shop, rominarossa.com, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.